Well, hey, LTD family, welcome back for another episode of the Morning Huddle. It's the week of February 23rd through March 1st. I'm Sam,
I'm Jaquin.
and we're so excited to jump into a new week with you guys. And we're still on that energy bus. And today we're talking about fueling the team, not draining it. And in the energy bus, the book, John Gordon talks about how the way we speak, the way we support and show up for one another really affects the morale more than we could ever realize. And that encouragement and solutions, teamwork, all of those types of things are really what fuels the environment, while negativity, complaints, and some disengagement can really deplete all of that energy that we're building up. And so each one of us, we believe, has the ability to lift that team's energy in small intentional actions. And so my question for you today, Jay Quinn, is what are some everyday behaviors that help either fuel our team's energy? And what are some of the things that we do that unintentionally probably deplete our energy a little bit?
Well, let's start with unintentionally
Yeah.
doing that. Like for example, I have a very busy day and I need to investigate about what happened last night. There was an incident, and in my head, at 9 o'clock in the morning, I saw John working at the front desk, and all I wanted to do is speak to John about what happened last night because he was working. And so I sent him a note, say, "Hey, I want to talk to you at 3 o'clock." So my intent is really to set my day. This is an example, just to
Mhm.
set my day because I wanted to speak to a team member. But what I just did there with that person, I'm just gonna stress him out and give him a little bit of anxiety, right? From 9 a.m. until 3 o'clock, and trying to figure out what did he do wrong? Is he
Yeah.
getting written up? Is he getting fired? So
Yeah.
that is, to me, that is an unintentional thing that sometimes we do to our team members. There's no context.
Yes. I love that term context. I think
Hmm.
it's important. It's so important, especially when you're the leader and you're
Hmm.
communicating to your team. You have so much influence,
Hmm.
and so certainly a little bit of context to go along with that communication could have just eased the light a little bit. But like you said, when we're moving so quickly, it's
Yeah.
easy for things to kind of just we don't even recognize what we how we may have impacted someone's entire day.
Right.
Just a brief, maybe even a text message. Sometimes it's, "Hey, I need to talk to you at 2," or "Hey, can we have a call?" And it may be about something, wonderful even,
Hmm.
but for sometimes without that little bit of context, it can really impact the energy, right, of
Absolutely.
somebody's through the entire day. So,
Right.
what are some things that you think help build energy up within the team?
Well, to build the energy up, I feel like it's communication. There's so many ways to communicate, but to me, the best communication is your personal communication when you're actually speaking to a person. So for us, our afternoon huddle, our 4:30 p.m. huddle is very consistent. We always have our huddle. Um, it doesn't matter. Even when we're busy, that's when we actually have to do our huddle, but we make it short. We
Mhm.
start our huddle with our joke of the day, and everybody will have at least one or two jokes per huddle. And that right there lifts the energy. Everybody just, even though the jokes are just so corny, but because it's so corny, it's so funny.
Yeah.
And it's also a good time to communicate to the team. Okay, what is the expectation today? Who do we have today? What's our plan today? Who am I working with? Who's the team I can rely on?
Mhm.
Especially for front desk. Even when say the hotel is busy and you have a small check-in, so you generally will have just one front desk agent. You don't want that front desk person to feel so alone and to be left out. You want them to feel like, listen, you have a bartender, you have a server, or maybe you still have a housekeeping that night. It's nice to know who you're working with. It's nice to know that you're still part of a team and you're not alone.
Oh, that's so great, and that just, that cadence of communication, the
Mm-hmm.
consistent cadence, knowing, "Hey, I'm going to receive this type of communication each and every day." It really can help, when we talk about uncertainty can really make can really deplete energy, I think, when people aren't clear and there's uncertainty in the air, it really can deplete your energy. But when things become certain and you can really count on certain things,
Right.
you can really build up your energy as well. So not only is the communication that's being delivered in that huddle situation so important, but also just the fact that it's a consistent form of communication that people can count on. And I really, really love that. So, hey, that's our challenge for you this week, is to think about, what are some ways that we can intentionally build up the energy, for our team, and really think of ways reflect, I think, a little bit on what are some things that I may unintentionally be doing that
Mhm.
might be depleting some energy from the team. So that's, I think, a wonderful challenge for us this week. And talking about building up the energy, we celebrated Valentine's Day last week, and it looks like the DoubleTree had quite a
Mhm.
celebration. So maybe you can give us a little bit of insight into how you guys celebrated.
Yes, so everyone got it's actually a dark pink. Okay, that's not red. It's a
Beautiful.
dark pink rose. Everybody got one. We took pictures for those who wants to, some of our team members does not want to be their picture taken, so that's why their picture is in there. But every single one got flowers. So this is part of our culture in our hotel. We do celebrate Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. We
Hmm.
want our team members to feel special. Sometimes you don't get that special treatment from your personal life, from your loved one, but I wanted to make sure that they get that from the family that they have here at the hotel.
That's so sweet. I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Valentine's Day is about showing care and
Mhm.
gratitude across all of our relationships, right? So,
Yeah.
and hey, we spend so much time with the people that we work with.
Mhm.
Who better to show gratitude for on that day? So, I thought that was a beautiful thing to celebrate, and I'm sure we saw some other wonderful celebrations. And thinking about some more celebrations, we've got lots of birthdays to celebrate this week, and we're going to start with February 23rd. We've got Laura from the Delta Chesapeake. We've got Jamie from the Spring Hill Suites in Norfolk, and Brenda, also from the Spring Hill Suites in Norfolk. Happy birthday.
February the 24th, we got Meredith Brinkley celebrating her birthday on the 24th, and Lee Valeria Aguilar Gomez on the 25th. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, you guys. On the 27th, we have Marcel celebrating birthday at the Delta Chesapeake. We have Takia celebrating her birthday at the Spring Hill Suites in Chesapeake, and Lisa at the Spring Hill Suites in Norfolk. Happy birthday.
The 28th, we got Donovan celebrating birthday from the Delta Chesapeake, and this is a good one. On the
Mhm.
29th, you better celebrate, Andrea, from the
Yes.
Holiday Inn Newport News. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And then we've got some work anniversaries. We have Lyric, what a beautiful name, Lyric, at the Fairfield in Williamsburg, celebrating 1 year on the 25th. Congratulations.
On the 27th, we got Ebony from the Aloft Chesapeake celebrating 3 years, and Debbie is celebrating 1 year from the Staybridge Suites, Charlottesville. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. And we are also so excited to celebrate our star player of the week. And this week, we get to celebrate Miss Amy Lovings, our catering sales manager from the Holiday Inn Newport News.
So Amy Loving's catering sales manager is our star player of the week. So this is an email from Kevin James. Amy was recognized by IHG from Marcia with ACOM. So this was submitted by Amy Gilliam, the director of sales. So here's the letter. Dear IHG team, ACOM has an annual day meeting each year, and Amy Lovings each year drives the success of all the details and anticipate needs. Amy is a solution driven, kind, and helpful during each year's planning. Just when we think we are done and ready to go, ACOM goes one more update. With gracious hospitality and professionalism, Amy accepts the challenge of another change. I just want to make sure that her leaders know that she is the true gem and extremely helpful to me at each of our HRSD meetings. She is one of the best CSM I have ever worked with in my over 25-year career. Amy is an example of a kind partner when planning a meeting at the hotel. I do not know who to send this to at her hotel or even an IHD that is recognized. So that's why this was sent to IHD.
Yeah, that is, I think that is like Amy said, it speaks for itself,
Mhm.
to have somebody, at such a large organization, a meeting planner who does this for a living, a 25-year career of planning meetings,
Yes.
to take the time to send an email like this to our IHG representatives, it just really means so much. And Amy Lovings has been with us for many, many years. She helped us to open that hotel, and we're just so thankful for everything she does. So, for that, we've got a $50 gift card coming her way.
Nice.
And our word of the week in Espanol,
Apoyo.
and that translates to support. And that is what we just saw with that wonderful example from Amy Lovings of taking the time to really show such high levels of support for her customers, and the care and the level of concern that she shows really just stood out, so much so that we had someone really communicate with even the highest level at IHG. So that is our challenge for you guys this week. If you can insert apoyo into your vocabulary this week, that would be incredible to show your support. And I think that wraps us up this week. Let's lean in
And
and
get
get
better
better together.
together.
Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Bye.